Hello, this is Adam Beck. I'm the founder of the blog Bilingual Monkeys and the forum, The Bilingual Zoo. I'm also the author of the book Maximize Your Child's Bilingual Ability, Ideas and Inspiration for Even Greater Success and Joy Raising Bilingual Kids. Number 11, seize each day. A child's bilingual development is a long-term process, but it's a process that can only be advanced bit by bit, day by day, through regular habits and routines. Thus, the idea of seizing each day, taking action day in and day out, is at the very heart of this challenge. Strive to be mindful of your long-range goal and commit to doing your honest best each day to move forward another few small steps. Remember that the majority language will continue its relentless development, so you must be as consistent as you can, as persistent as possible when it comes to providing minority language support. Number 12, practice preventive medicine. One of the keys to minimizing difficulties on the bilingual journey is preventive medicine. In other words, our aim is to prevent larger difficulties from even arising at all by making effective efforts beforehand. For example, by being proactive and providing the child with strong exposure in the minority language during the first few formative years, active ability in the language can be fostered, and the problem of activating passive ability later on is avoided. By thinking ahead and taking appropriate action, the journey can proceed more smoothly, more successfully. Number 13, stay patient. Language development is an incremental process over time. This is true, of course, for a child's progress at any age, but the first couple of years, eagerly awaiting the child's first words, can be a special test of patience, particularly for new parents. It isn't uncommon for new parents to wonder if their child will ever start speaking. But when there's sufficient exposure to the language and a genuine need to use it, and no other developmental concerns are present, then the child will inevitably speak when the time is right. The same is true for language development throughout childhood. Given adequate exposure in need, gradual progress is guaranteed. Number 14, make it fun. There's no getting around the fact that raising a bilingual child is a lot of hard work for everyone involved, so it's vital to make the experience enjoyable too, to whatever degree you can. It's an odd balance, but I think it's important to be both very serious and very playful at the same time. Serious about the process, and yet playful when it comes to carrying that process out. Half of this is simply attitude, but the other half involves implementing activities, books, stories, riddles, games, etc., that can nurture language development in a light-hearted way. Number 15, talk. Talk to your child. Research has shown a correlation between the volume of speech spoken by parents to their children in the earliest years and the child's language ability at a later age. In other words, the sheer quantity of speech directed at the child by the parents and caregivers from birth to age 3 has a tremendous impact on language development. Of course, the quality of that speech is important too. Although I don't recommend talking a poor baby's ears off, infants need quiet time too for their brains to consolidate each day's new discoveries. I do advise parents of the minority language to be proactive in interacting with their children. Number 16, clone yourself. When your children are small and are especially in need of exposure in the minority language, it can be frustrating when you serve as the main source of that exposure, yet are unable to spend as much time with them as you'd like due to work or other factors. One way to address this lack of input and again have fun in the process is to create videos of yourself reading picture books, telling stories, singing songs, and talking to your children. I did this when my kids were younger and asked my wife to play these videos every day for about 30 minutes. The videos captivated them and amazed them when I happened to be in the same room, while adding many hours of targeted language exposure over those years. Number 17, read aloud every day. Reading aloud to your child in the minority language for at least 15 minutes each day is a vital practice when it comes to nurturing good bilingual ability. It may seem too simple, but reading aloud regularly has an enormous impact on a child's language development, as well as his interest in books and literacy. If you don't read aloud, preferably from day one and continuing for as long as you possibly can, it will be far more difficult for your child to develop strong proficiency in the minority language. Number 18, turn to chapter books. As soon as your children reach a suitable age and language level, I highly recommend reading aloud chapter books that come in a series to help them get hooked on books. Do this daily, and chapter books will quickly cast a spell and whet their appetite for literacy. And if reading aloud in person is difficult, try cloning yourself on video and have your spouse play a chapter or two each day. Number 19, build a home library. You can't read aloud to your child regularly if you don't have suitable books in the minority language, including chapter books that come in series of 5 or 15 or even 25 or more books. The costs can add up quickly, I know, but in the long run, books are a small investment, really, when the eventual payoff in good language ability is so great. Cut back in other areas of your budget if you must, but don't scrimp when it comes to putting children's books in your home. Number 20, bring in home run books. Home run books are books that children not only like a lot, they also inspire more profoundly a love for reading. The more of these books you're able to bring into your home throughout the stages of childhood, the more your children will likely grow to become eager readers. And by helping your children find favorite books and develop a passion for reading, their minority language will continuously benefit now and into the future.